Turning his back on them without a word, D walked over to where his horse was tethered to some rocks a short distance away.
Sheriff, please hear me out. At present, something incredibly bad is about to happen to the world. Nothing at all is clear about precisely what it is, but it's going to happen just the same. And right here is where it'll start.
Go!
Listen to me!
A gunshot rang out, and at the same time a puff of dust went up, making Mia take a step back. One of the marksmen had fired a shot.
Go!
Mia gave in. Gnawing her lips, she headed for the cyborg horse. Suddenly, she heard approaching hoofbeats. Turning, she tried to get away, but it was too late. She felt the shock of a thick arm wrapping around her waist. Mia was pulled off her feet and up onto the back of a horse.
Hunter, turn and face me!
Gully rested a compact crossbow on one shoulder, while, with his other hand, he gripped the reins and held a combat knife to Mia's jugular vein.
Don't do it, Gully!
The matter of you killing my boy still ain't settled. Don't you move! You do, and I'll kill the girl!
D headed towards his horse.
Hold it right there! She's gonna die!
D straddled his horse, and then turned to face Gully the farmer. It looked as if he didn't have the slightest regard for Mia's safety, but then, that went without saying. He was D.
I'll kill her, you bastard!
D turned his back to them once more. His horse began to walk away.
You son of a bitch! Ah!
Gully suddenly felt a sharp pain in both his left and right wrists. He looked down at them. Pieces of unfinished wood jutted from both. Rough wooden needles from D. Gully raised both hands. Twisting around in the saddle, he tumbled right off his horse, and, hitting the ground, he rolled from side to side. A black lust for killing prickled through the bodies of the marksmen, and they raised their barrels.
Stop it!
A fiery pain shot through Mia's earlobe. The shriek of agony came simultaneously with one of the marksmen toppling backward on his mount. A red stain seeped through his left hand when he pressed it to the opposite shoulder, and his rifle fell to the ground, trailing purplish smoke. What had happened? The remaining marksmen froze in place, horses and all. A sword glittered in D's right hand. How could he possibly deflect that deadly bullet and send it right back at the shooter? Attacking him again would be impossible now. The hunter returned his sword to its sheath and quietly turned his back to them. Before long, the hoofbeats of his white steed were heard, but not one of the men made a move to stop him. Though D heard the sound of hoofbeats behind him, he didn't turn to look. He was on the highway that ran west out of the village.
You're a meanie, not even turning around.
D advanced without replying to her. Mia understood that he probably had no further use for the village or her. But if that was the case, what was he after?
There's something I'd like you to do for me. I want you to go back to the village with me. Please. The least you could do is answer me.
Not gonna happen.
Her eyes flew to Dee's left hand.
I realize you're not interested in anything but yourself, but hear me out anyway. A major crisis is about to strike this village, just as I told the others. If nothing is done to avert it, it'll be the start of a disaster that will change the whole world as we know it. I came here because my mother told me about it. I might not be able to change things, but I still can't just sit back and do nothing. D, if anyone could do something, it's you. You could alter our destiny. That much I know.